In this auspicious time of Thaipusam Kavadi, many of us are involved in the ritual celebration of this most loved festival. We are joined now by Guru Kriba Vayapuri, a familiar face to Sadhana, to understand more about the purpose to the prayer. Vanakkam Guru, thank you for joining us.
Vanakkam Shadika, it is my pleasure to speak on this beautiful festival, one of the most colorful festivals in terms of the Hindu calendar.
Absolutely. It also happens to be one of the most popular South Indian festivals on the South African calendar. What I've noticed when attending the Kavadi festival is that there are so many youth that partake in the festival. Is there a reason why this festival particularly appeals to the youngsters?
Today's youth are inclined to question, and they want answers, and the answers must be plausible. Remember, we are living in the age of the microchip, and nothing prevents them from asking some very, very deep questions. And much of the questions surrounding the Kavadi ritual can be very, very easily explained. And if you ask me, what is the Kavadi now? A youth will understand it when I say the Kavadi is a burden. It is something that you want assistance with. You want God to help you to carry this burden. You can't carry it on your own. So the Kavadi is undoubtedly a burden which each and every one of us has a difficulty in terms of carrying. And so when we take this Kavadi and carry it on this journey, it is like we are carrying a weight, and a weight that it becomes unbearable. In fact, the Kavadi journey can be described as one of discomfort. It is also a journey of a great deal of pain. But one endures all that pain, one endures all that discomfort, because at the end of that journey, you know, there is a certain degree of spiritual awakening that will await you there in the Mudasthanam of the temple. So when explained in this way, that it appeals to the spirituality of people, you'll find that youth are very ready to understand, and they're very ready to actually want to participate in a festival like this. If you look at his name itself, Shivdika, Mu, Ru, Ha. Mu refers to Mukunda. That is the sustaining aspect of divinity, or we call him Lord Vishnu, isn't that so? And Ru refers to Rudra, who is the dissolving aspect of divinity in Hinduism. And Ka is reference to Kamalan, who is in actual fact Lord Brahma, who is the creative aspect of divinity in Hinduism. So in Muruga, you'll find integrated in this divine personality is creation, preservation, and dissolution.
So why Kavadi and Lord Muruga? How did the two relate?
You'll notice the Kavadi is a simple wooden structure that is carried on the shoulder of the devotee, and the devotee who sets out to carry this Kavadi for Lord Muruga is actually called a Kavadigar. So the Kavadigar sets out on a 10-day fast. This fast is characterized by penances, austerities. So the wooden structure called the Kavadi that I'm speaking about speaks a great deal to balance. You balance this Kavadi on your shoulder and you make your way to the temple. What is it about balance that is so important? In fact, we cannot live our lives here fruitfully, neither will be able to really enjoy life. Remember, success is about getting what we want in life, and happiness is about wanting what we get. So the Kavadi is about this balance. What do we really balance when we place the Kavadi over our shoulders? We are balancing our spiritual needs with our material needs. Remember, life will meet up to you, good times as well as bad times, and how we are able to receive both, accept both with equanimity is what brings about peace in the individual. So when we say Kavadi is a spiritual journey, and you're carrying and you're balancing all these things, but more than that, that Kavadi is a burden, which you as a human being, you understand full well that you cannot go through this life alone. We need God, we need spirituality in order to confront the challenges which life meets out to us on a daily basis. Many a devotee will use Kavadi in order to challenge the limits that life is pushing into. The pain and the discomfort which a devotee is made to endure on the journey is nothing in comparison to the spiritual experience right at the end of the journey.
I have to agree with you. That Abhishekam at the end is always my favorite moment of the Kavadi festival. I stand and I watch that milk being poured over the murti, and I just love it. And in that moment you forget the heat, You forget the tar, you forget the discomfort, you forget the burden, and you just enjoy that moment. Thank you so much for sharing all that insight with us, Guru. It's been really a wonderful chat that we've had with you today.
It was undoubtedly my singular pleasure to have had this conversation with you, Shivdika. Vanakkam.
Vanakkam. So I'm certain that this insightful interview will add more value to my and your penance this year. Also synonymous with Kavadi in South Africa and the Pongal festival this week is the offering of sweet rice. So up next, Anuradha prepares this famous prasadam on conscious cooking.